For the last episode, what have we done? We made a player object for our Flappy Bird game. It's here. And what we wanted to do is that we had a to-do list. When we click on the game, the bird must jump. This is what I've wrote down to add to the game. So this is our player object. This was Rigidbody, and we need a script. Let me play the game. It falls down. We need to make the bird jump. Let's make a player code. I added a new script to the player object. It's working on the script here. So I opened the Visual Studio to work on the script. As you can see, we have a script here in the assets folder, player code. Let's make a scripts folder. And I drag this script into the scripts folder. I should reopen this player code here. We don't need these two lines. I saved the script and I go back to Unity. Okay, I saved the scene and we have the player code script here. I drag it to top. So on the void update event, we need the click script. First of all, let me explain what this event do. Void update. This means that any code that I write in here will run at every moment in the game. Like simply, update is called once per frame. Yes, every frame the code runs here. Like if I write print hello world here and I close it like that and I save this code and I run the game. As you can see on the console, the hello world message is being printed every frame of the game. Like for example, if I have a variable like a equals 0 and if I add 1, if I add 1 to a at every frame and I print it on the console like here, you can see that the a variable is being added at every frame, just for example. So I go back here and what do we have here? This is a document that I have prepared for this tutorial, Unity tutorial, and we have a okay. I put the update event in my document. Just for writing it down that I have used it in this project. As you can see, we have update event, and then we need a mouse click or touch for the project. So I go to my own document and I go to input, mouse click. I think we can use this private void on mouse down. I wrote it down so I won't forget it. This is one way, and another way is that let me see, mouse and keyboard events. We can use this one as well. Like we can try if input dot mouse button down, like this. Input dot get mouse button down 0. 0 means left click. It means every time I click left click on the mouse, this condition happens, and I can use print again to see if it works or not. Like every frame we are checking if the mouse is clicked or not. There are better ways for the input to make this work, but for now we use this. Like as you can see, when I click here, let me restart it, our variable was 0, and when I click it prints the variable here. I remove it, Ctrl X. So let me document this as well so we won't forget it when we need it. I screenshot this and we go back to the tutorial document, and let's put it in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Let's put it here, input, and under mouse topic I will paste it here so I won't forget it. Left click mouse or touch. Touch works too with this. Okay, so we go back and we need this is the player code. So what we need here is that we should declare, we should work with Rigidbody. to make a jump here. Like as you can see, I click on player, we have a rigid body which makes the player fall. It has gravity, and so we should work with rigid body here with this script. So how do we do that? I say public rigid body 2D, rigid body 2D. So this declares a rigid body for this script, and it's public. Okay, now I go back to Unity, and you can see that we have a place here. It says non-rigid body. We can drag and drop the rigid body into this. Now we can reference the rigid body, and also what we can do is that we can say at the start, void start means that whatever you put in this event, it will runs at the first time you start the game. Like this code runs at the start. I can say print start. This is the first thing that runs in the game. And when I go back to the project, I run it, and you can see that it prints start on the console. Let's have this print on our document as well. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Print we want to print in our console I screenshot this line and I paste it on the console, and what happened is that we can see the start on the console like here. You can use it for debug and stuff like that. And on the log I will put, we used print and we had input mouse click, and this is for this session. After that, what we want to do is that yes, we had a rigid body, and we can also auto declare it. Like how we can say this rigid body 2D that we want to work with to make the player jump at the start equals to, you can see the autocomplete is helping get component rigid body 2D. What this means is that get component rigid body 2D. Let me save it. Go back to Unity. So get component, it means that we have a rigid body 2D in this object, player object. It will automatically finds this and inserts it into this place. Like if I click and hit backspace and remove this, but when I start the game, it will automatically find this component of the player, like itself. And when I stop the game, we have none. So you can use this method as well to automatically find and use the components of the object. Should I document this as well? Like we can say ABCD declare, no, we can say get component. I can make a topic about it. Get component, how does it work? And I start the game. So we have this script, and I go to paint, crop it, and red. So we are working with this. We have this Rigidbody 2D component which we got from this one, this component reference, and I copy and paste it into get component. And how the script works is that we declared a Rigidbody 2D crop it again. So we declared a public Rigidbody 2D here, and then we got the reference get component from the start event, and I copy and paste it here. Get component, and this is how it works. So on the log I will add get component. This is what we have done until now. Okay, since we got the Rigidbody 2D, where is it? Now we want to make the bird jump finally. So I would say Rigidbody 2D dot, I think it's velocity equals automatically velocity equals vector3.0, but we want to make it vector.3.up. Let's try this one, save it and replay the game. As you can see, when I click, the player jumps, but it's very little. I go back and a star, it means multiply by the 10f. 10 times more we need to make the velocity like upward. I go back and restart the game, and as you can see, when I click, the player jumps. It's a bit high, so I can go back to here, and we need a jump power variable like public float jump power equals 5. And you can see that velocity, we will add this variable jump power. which we declared here. We go back and stop the game. As you can see, we have a 5 here. I play the game. 5 is fine, but maybe we should make the gravity faster. How do we do that? Gravity scale, yes. Stop the game, make it 2, save and play the game. This is better, the game is faster, but jump power needs to be higher. Like, let's make it 10. Resume the game. Like, this is more challenging and faster. 10 and 2. Stop the game. We should stop the game, then set it up. 10 and gravity scale is 2. Let's go back, and I want to add this to the document as well. When we need it, we can use it. We have a Rigidbody component topic here. I paste it here, and gravity scale. As you can see, this is a topic we have, so we can use it whenever we want or remember it. Okay, so we have set up this stuff, and press W, and let's make the player here, move the player here. The resolution of the game, I want to set it up to portrait, like mobile. So we have a free aspect here. I will set it to 1080 to 1920 by 1920 here. Do we have a reference? No. We can add it here. Let me screenshot this one as well. This comes in handy. New, paste, and crop. So this is the part we need, and this is it. What is this? Resolution, game resolution. Let's put it under game resolution, and paste it here. Okay. For now, I need to set up the game reference, so I will set it to free aspect so we can work with it. And when I play the game, the player jumps. So I go back to Flappy Bird document. On the to-do, we have the click jump, and we have done this. So I cut this to-do task and go back to log and add it here. This is the date for the log. And after that we have the ground. We want to make the ground object, and then when the player hits the ground, it restarts the game, like loses, pipe object, and more stuff. So let's make this on the next video. And on the Unity tutorial document that we are learning, I will put the things I have added, like Rigidbody component, part on the log, and what have we done? We had the game resolution. Okay. So as you can see in this session, what we have learned is that for the Flappy Bird game, we have make it work like when you click or touch, the screen, the player jumps. And when I play the game and I click it, the player jumps. And what do we have learned in the Unity is that we have the input, mouse click, printing on the console, get component, Rigidbody component, gravity scale, game resolution, and these are the things that we have learned, and also plus the Rigidbody velocity jump. This is what we have learned as well, which is we should go under gravity scale, velocity. And this is how we did it. Okay, this is it, the things we have learned and applied to the game.